All right, good morning. Here we are on Monday morning. One thing that you do not know about experiential outdoor hospitality. Today, we are going to talk about something that is dear to everyone's hearts, I believe, turnkey. Let's just start with the word turnkey. That could apply to turnkey operations, turnkey accommodations, anything that you like. So, welcome, Randy. I have a
Good
question for you.
morning.
Good morning. Thought we could just start with a question. I
Yeah.
so I have an extraordinary property and I've chosen correctly. It's within an hour and 11 minutes from a big city center, and yet it's right at the gateway to a national park. It has water features. It has the ability to be everything, a little bit RV, a little bit dispersed hotel, a little tent over in the corner, accessibility units, anything and everything that I want. And yet, what I have been through to get this far, I'm burned out, exhausted, confused, miserable.
Of
All I
course.
dream about is, gosh, I wish someone could show up and just solve everything, the accommodations, the furniture. Like,
Yeah.
what does turnkey mean? And how could you help me? How would you address this scenario?
I love it. Well, firstly, congratulations on your theoretical acquisition, and the pain is
Thanks.
just beginning.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've come a long way.
Right, right.
We got this far, and it seems to me that everything else could be easy.
Yeah, it can be easy, and it goes to exactly the word turnkey. So
Mhm.
you and I talk often about this wonderful thing of the English language and how words can be, oh my gosh, I mean, tilted this way or that or interpreted a different way. But when you really think about the word turnkey, what does turnkey mean? Because I think you and I see, I think we all see in various media, press releases, it could be any kind of social media posting, when somebody's talking about turnkey. I think our definitions of turnkey are probably different than some of those folks might be. So, for example, Investopedia is a pretty ubiquitous resource out there, and I was looking at turnkey just this morning.
That is
Their definition.
exactly the place I wrote the definition from.
Oh my God,
That's
how fun is
awesome.
that?
Yeah,
That's
it's in
fun.
our description. But I'm
Well,
so happy we went to the same place.
that's
So,
well, go figure, right? I mean, of
yeah,
course. Well,
go
what
ahead.
really jumped out at me was traditionally turnkey is commonly applied to construction projects such as warehouses, other purpose-built buildings or houses, or in our case, outdoor hospitality. The
Mhm.
idea is that the building contractor finishes a product that the buyer can utilize immediately. So, by the very definition in Investopedia, if somebody is selling goods, services, products, accommodations, but they're not getting it to the final endpoint where they literally hand you the key so you can turn the key in the lock and make it available to your guests, it's not a turnkey solution prima facie. So if you're just delivering things, delivering furniture, delivering accommodations, and it's on the client to set those things up, that's all well and good if that's what they've previously obliged themselves to do. But let's not call ourselves turnkey when in fact you're not. So salient for us, of course, obviously, when you and I first set out to determine what is Evolve Lodging going to be, what is going to be our suite of services, it was very important to you and I from the outset that we were going to be turnkey. Ergo, with our accommodations, our furniture, our decks, and all those things, and given the fact that we have licensed general contractors in 40 states, we can literally take it from the first call to the permitting, to the entitlement, to placing the units, to underground construction, above ground construction, the unit itself, the deck, the furniture, and take all of those things away and literally hand you, Michelle, the owner of your new property, congrats again, the key and say it's ready to rent. That is a turnkey solution. Anything less than that simply is not.
Thank you very much. And the reason that is so important to me as a property business owner is that I'm going to wind up needing someone that can manage that entire project
Yeah,
because I have no idea, or maybe I do. Maybe this is property number 17 and I do have an idea. Even more so, do I understand the value of this idea of turnkey because of the nightmare of managing all of that. And most people just don't know what's involved. It's a jungle out there, right? Like you're really balancing all of these things. It's a bit of a circus. So from my perspective, that would be the solution. If there's one person I can call that maybe is even managing the project manager,
that's right.
then I have the ability to sit back and say, okay, I can focus on what's really important to me, which is the vision and what will the guest experience be. I'm still left with, my staff and a million other things. Excuse me. So that notion of a turnkey everything, that you're covering a lot of pieces there. That is a life-changing experience for anyone. Doesn't matter if you own one property or, you know, 10,000 properties. It's all the same
Yeah.
method.
Well, that's exactly right. And to your point, if you're a multi-property owner and you've done this several times, the value of what we're suggesting becomes readily apparent because if anybody's had to order the accommodation, then you got to track delivery, make sure it's going to get there, track your construction crew, make sure the site is ready, order your furniture, get delivery, unpack it, set it up, who's going to do the deck. But those are so many different hats to wear. It's not even a three-ring circus, it's about a 12-ring circus, right?
Right.
And it can be a little bit daunting, but the beauty of it is, as all of us, I think, have come to understand as we grow as entrepreneurs, if you can manage the process and not be the process, what a great luxury that is. So when you're able to
Yeah.
monitor what Evolve Lodging is doing with your project and where we are at with your project, from the the contractor management through all steps of that process, you're just getting updates from us and you're checking in with us, but you're monitoring and you are not being the process. You're not making those calls. So again, to your point, whether you're the first time into it, want to make sure you get it right, or if you realize the value of time and want to compress that time and use it for other interests more suited to your business, you don't need to be a contractor. You don't need to be a delivery arranger. That's what we do. That's how we're built as a
Designer.
service provider.
Yeah, the furniture alone can
Oh,
be ridiculous. So,
don't we know?
yes. And again, it does come back to two simple things in my mind, really. What do you need as a property owner or a manager or whatever your position is here in outdoor hospitality? What do you really need? What do you want? Where do you need help? And that's how we all need to be thinking. Those people who
Right.
serve, it's like, what is the legitimate need that we are addressing here? And how are we communicating that? So again, it does come back to the language. Let's define turnkey and not just be throwing this word out there randomly, pretending that we're solving everything if we're not. It's very misleading. And then people trust that and wind up confused and disappointed. So
Well, exactly right. Again, just to return to the core components of that definition for anybody out there who's contemplating engaging a service provider to help you with these things, a very simple question is to ask them, so if I start with you in this process, does it end with you handing me the key?
right.
Because if it's
It's so
less than
simple.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
if it's less than that, it's not turnkey.
Yes.
So what we're suggesting is use what we're telling you today as the benchmark against which you measure other people who are making the claim of turnkey solutions. If they're not handing you the key and you're ready to rent, it's not a turnkey solution.
Turnkey solutions. And that is one thing about experiential outdoor hospitality on a holiday Monday morning. For anybody, did you know it's a holiday?
Is it really?
Indigenous people holiday, um, Columbus Day, and here in Colorado, Mother Cabrini Day.
Any,
Triple threat.
every day is Blur's day to me, so I
Yeah.
can't separate them anymore.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you did, and if you see this in the future, thank you for watching Talk About TV. This is Randy Hendrickson from Evolve Lodging, who sponsors this episode every